Welcome to episode 7 of How to be Creatively Productive in Japanese Morphology. If you haven't watched the previous 6 episodes, click the suggestion above. In this episode, you will learn how to use kiru creatively by combining it with other verbs. Kiru, depending on which kanji character is used, can mean many different things. For example, kiru, if written this way, means to wear, whereas if it is written this way, it means to cut, along with many other definitions. Note also that the first kiru and the second kiru have different pitch accents. The former has the low-high pitch, whereas the latter has the high-low pitch. I will alternate between the two a few times. Kiru, 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 kiru. Back to our topic. In this video, we will focus on the second kiru. When preceded by another verb, kiru expresses the concept of 1. Cutting and thereby dividing an object, 2. Completing an action and reaching an end state, or 3. Doing something or being a certain way to the utmost degree. We will look at each of these meanings. However, before we proceed, there is one thing to note about kiru. It cannot have te before it. Instead, it requires a verb in the masu form. So you need to conjugate the first verb in the masu form and then add kiru after it. Now, let's look at the first meaning, cutting and thereby dividing an object. The original meaning of kiru is to cut, so this should be very straightforward. An action results in cutting an object. For instance, consider the following sentence. 肉がゴムみたいで噛み切れなかった。肉がゴムみたいで噛み切れなかった。In this case, the verb kamu, to bite, or chew, is combined with kiru, so kamikiru means to cut something with teeth. How about the second meaning, completing an action and reaching an end state? Kiru can add the meaning of finishing an action, as in マラソンを走り切った感想を教えてください。マラソンを走り切った感想を教えてください。In this example, hashiru, to run, and kiru are combined, and hashirikiru means to run all the way until the goal. A similar example. 量が多すぎて食べきれないよ。量が多すぎて食べきれないよ。In this sentence, 食べる to eat and kiru are combined, and 食べきる means to eat all the food you're given, or more simply, to finish eating. In another example, kiru expresses reaching an end state. お小遣いを使い切ってしまって電車に乗れなかった。お小遣いを使い切ってしまって電車に乗れなかった。In this case, 使う to use precedes kiru. 使い切る implies that this child has no money left because he used all his money on something. The next example also expresses reaching an end state. 髪が乾ききってからベッドに入れ。髪が乾ききってからベッドに入れ。乾く to dry is combined with kiru in this example, and kawakikiru expresses the end state of the drying process, that is, the state in which the hair is no longer wet. Then what about the third meaning, doing something or being a certain way to the utmost degree? In this case, kiru can add the meaning of doing something completely or being a certain way to the highest degree. For example, 12時間のシフトを終えて帰宅した彼は疲れ切った顔をしていた。12時間のシフトを終えて帰宅した彼は疲れ切った顔をしていた。疲れる to get tired is combined with kiru, so this person's fatigue has reached the maximum level and he couldn't be any more tired. Another example. 彼女は自分は悪くないと言い切った。彼女は自分は悪くないと言い切った。In this case, you, to say, and kiru are combined. 言い切る means to say something with the utmost certainty and confidence. Now, can kiru be combined with any verb whatsoever? The answer would be not all verbs, but most verbs. There are no definitive criteria for determining which verb can precede kiru and which can't, but conceptually speaking, you cannot use verbs that express actions or states that do not have clear end states or degrees. For example, the verb iru, to be, cannot be ikiru. Firstly, because ikiru sounds like another verb, ikiru, which means to live, and secondly, it is difficult to understand what this combination even means. Well, at least that's what I felt at first, but I did some research, and apparently people do in fact say ikiru. I don't quite know what it means, because it's not on any of the dictionaries that I checked, but it seems to contrast with ikiru, to live, and mean something like not just existing, but living your life to its full potential, or living a meaningful existence. Then I did some more research, then I finally found one example of an impossible combination. Nikiru, to resemble completely. All the uses of nikiru that I could find were typos, therefore, nikiru is currently not used and will probably not be used. However, I couldn't really come up with any more examples. I initially thought it would be unacceptable to say, for example, nokorikiru, to remain until the end, or umarekiru, to be born properly, but my Google searches have shown that people do use these phrases, albeit very infrequently. But the fact that they have been used implies that they are not impossible or unacceptable. You can even say kirikiru, to cut completely, as in en o kirikiru, to cut ties with someone completely, or kikiru, to wear a piece of clothing until it can no longer be worn. Perhaps my inability to find examples of impossible cases simply reflects the fact that it's far more difficult to prove that something doesn't exist than to prove that it does. In summary, kiru has a great potential for diverse creative uses. 皆さんも思い切って日常会話で使ってみてはいかがでしょうか。